Now, the Gemara in Masechet Menachot, in page 43b, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, whoever shows alacrity, meaning they're very careful and they're always wearing tzitzit, will merit to see the face of the Shekhinah. This mitzvah of wearing this four-cornered garment with the tzitzit strings at the end. This simple mitzvah doesn't get any more simple than this. All you gotta do is put it on. It's only for Jews, it's only for males. But the guy that wears this will merit to see the face of the Shekhinah. In fact, the Shulchan Aruch, Orach Chaim, in the Siman 24, Halacha number 6, follows suit by saying of how someone that's a Zahir b'mitzvah tzitzit zoche v'roeh pnei Shechina, someone that's careful to make sure that he always wears tzitzit, will ultimately be rewarded by seeing the face of the Shekhinah. He also says, Gadol onesh hamevatel mitzvat tzitzit, ve'alav ne'emar le'echoz bekanfot ha'aretz v'ina'aru reshaim mimena. Translation: great is the punishment on one who nullifies, who doesn't fulfill the mitzvah of tzitzit. And on him it is written, the prophet Job chapter 38 verse 13, Le'echoz bekanfot ha'aretz v'ina'aru reshaim mimena. This is a horrible statement that hopefully will be imprinted on every one of you Jews that is not wearing a tzitzit now. The Gemara in Masechet Megillah says that Am Yisrael had over 1.2 million prophets, but only 55 of them are mentioned in the Tanakh, because those 55, everything that they said is relevant to every single generation, to every single person, forever. Meaning that whatever Job said here is relevant to you, is relevant to me, is relevant to every person. And he says, grasp the edges of the earth and shake the wicked from it. Chachamim are telling us, the mitzvah of tzitzit, on the reward side, it's great. A person will merit seeing the face of the Shekhinah. At the time of the Mashiach, when the Mashiach comes, every Jew that has a tzitzit, for every tzitzit that he wears, will have 2,800 non-Jews that are righteous, be his servants, his helpers, his students. Now, the reward for it is enormous, which we'll get into in a second. But on the opposite end, the punishment is even worse. Why? Person that does not wear tzitzit because say, listen, I'm not wearing a four-cornered garment, so I don't have to. Oh, so you don't think that you should wear a tzitzit because, why? Oh, it's hot for me. Okay, so wear the ones that are with cotton, and they're like a tank top, like a shirt, like a t-shirt. No, but I don't want people to see that these strings. I don't want them to know that I'm so religious. Okay, so tuck it in. The excuses are ridiculous of why people don't wear tzitzit. But when they know that when you don't wear tzitzit, the punishment is horrible. And the Shulchan Aruch says, the punishment is so bad, there's a verse written about those people. That when Hashem grabs the four corners of this world and shakes it of all the wicked people, those that do not wear tzitzit will be among them. Meaning, even if you kept Shabbat, even if you kept kosher, even if you learned Torah, but you didn't wear tzitzit, you're among the Deshaim that Hashem is going to disassociate with as He shakes the land of all the wicked. And that's actually what the Gemara in Masechet Menachot says. Although the mitzvah of tzitzit is not an obligation unless you wear a four-corner garment, you should know that anytime there is judgment on the world, the first people that get punished when there's midat adin are those that don't wear tzitzit. Why? Because you didn't value the mitzvot when you were able to do them. That means that you thought that you have enough mitzvot when the time comes that you need them. And therefore Hashem shows you that you didn't have what you think you have. In fact, punishes those people first. Now, what does it mean to see the face of the Shekhinah? A person does not realize the greatness of the mitzvah of tzitzit because it simply looks like a garment. What's the big deal? It's just a garment. Whether you have the wool tzitzit or the cotton tzitzit, just make sure that you wear tzitzit, so long as it's not one of those tzitziot, or it's not really a tzitzit, but they call it a tzitzit, where it's coming from mesh. The mesh garment, it's very popular here in Florida. A lot of young guys wear these mesh garments, and they have the strings on it. That is not considered a tzitzit, because the mesh garment is not considered a garment, according to halacha, and therefore you could wear 50 of those things, and still not considered as if you're fulfilling the mitzvah. Now, when a person hears, they'll get rewarded for something, they usually think in material terms. They think, I'll become a millionaire, I'll become a billionaire, I'll find a wife, I'll have kids. They think of material terms, things that are limited, things that are temporary. But when HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells you, through Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that you'll see the face of the Shekhinah, it's impossible for a person to truly comprehend. So we need to use more teachings of the sages in order to truly comprehend what that means. The Mishnah in Masechet Avot, in chapter 4, the 17th Mishnah. This is according to one nusach. There's other nusachs that have it as a different number of Mishnah. But it's the same thing, same words. It says, a moment in Olam Haba, in heaven, is greater than all of the joy of this world. What does it mean? A moment means it's not like you were there, you go to heaven, for a week, for a month, for a year, and you have a good time. No. A moment means just like 1 second you're there. Is greater than all of the joy of this world. What is the joy of this world? If you take all of the good that every single person in this world ever had in their life, let's say the average lifetime is 100 years, just for argument's sake. A third of their life, they're sleeping. A third of their life, they're in the bathroom, eating, and so on. Vast majority of their life that's left, they're working, doing all types of tasks that are not so much fun. Let's just say out of their 100 years, if they're lucky, 5 years are fun. 5 years are joyful. Even if we want to be exaggerating, 10 years out of 100 years are joy. Let's just say. You take those 10 years of joy, the best joy, whether it's the joy of anything material, whether it's money, it's cars, it's planes, it's fame, fortune, women, men, whatever joy, food, whatever joy a person could possibly have. You take all of that joy that person had, and every person had in a generation, and you put it all into one little pill. And then you took the joy of all of the people that ever existed, from the time of creation all the way until now. You took all of the joy, no suffering, no agony, no difficulty, no bounced checks, no missing money, nobody's stealing from them, nobody's lying to nothing. Only the joy they've all had in their lives. And you put all of that into that same pill. and then you took all of the joy of all the animals. Animals. Now the animals obviously don't have the same type of things, but they enjoy their food. They caught the animal, they caught their prey, now they're eating, they were hungry, they haven't eaten in 3 days, they won the race, they beat their challenger, whatever it is, whatever, all of the animals, billions and billions of animals, billions and countless trillions of fish and flies and bees and birds, all of them that ever existed. Literally a number that is too big to count. Take all of the joy that they ever had, all of the pleasure they ever had, of all of the people, of all of the animals, of all of the creatures, and you put that all into that one pill. Now, if somebody told you could take that pill and feel all of that joy, what would be the price for that pill? Priceless. Priceless. The Mishnah is telling us that pill may be priceless in this world, but if you compare that to the first moment that a person will have when they enter heaven, that pill is worthless in comparison to the first moment that a person has in heaven. And that's just entering heaven. That's not even all the joy they'll experience. And needless to say, that is nothing in comparison to the joy and pleasure they'll experience of seeing the face of the Shekhinah. Meaning, all of that joy, all of that pleasure for all of the generations, for all of the creatures, for all of everything, is nothing in comparison to a moment of heaven. And that moment in heaven is nothing in comparison to seeing the face of the Shekhinah. And a Jew can get that for simply wearing a tzitzit. That's it. That's all. That's all. That's this. Whether it's hot or it's cold or it's whatever, wearing a tzitzit throughout your life get you that. Only a fool or a heretic would not wear a tzitzit when they understand the words that just came out of my mouth. A fool because they don't know. A heretic because they don't believe. But when a person understands the value of a mitzvah of tzitzit, needless to say, the value of the rest of the mitzvot, of learning Torah, of putting on tefillin, of doing everything else, literally, that is enough of a reason to have the ultimate joy as a Jew, to thank Hashem every second that you're a Jew, to want to convert to Judaism if you're not a Jew already, even if it's difficult and expensive and this and that. This alone is a reason to literally dance as much as you can possibly dance when you understand the words that just came out of my mouth. That's how much joy a person should have if they truly understood the value of a tzitzit or any mitzvah they have. There's a guy that didn't grow up exactly religious, but decided some time ago to wear a tzitzit. Israeli guy, no kippah, no religiosity, but he decided that he's going to wear tzitzit. Got inspired, I think it was right after the whole October 7th disaster that happened. And a lot of people got inspired to wear tzitzit. That's in Israel especially, the being visibly Jewish, being proud of being visibly Jewish, even if they don't necessarily follow the rest of the Torah. At least some of them started that way, and many of them became more religious as a result. But this guy's story was unique. Why was it unique? Because this secular guy put on the tzitzit without making any further commitments, without really truly understanding the value of a tzitzit. Until one day he was working, and he worked with construction, with all types of machinery. And one day, one of the stone cutting machines had a malfunction, and the disc that goes, I don't know how many thousands of rotations per second to cut the stones, slipped out of the machine and flung right towards him and went through his chest, cutting through his clothes easily, cutting through his skin easily, cutting through his flesh easily, and stopping only a few millimeters away from his heart. Of course, there was blood, lost his consciousness, went to the emergency room, but after all said were done, the guy's alive and well. His heart was not touched. They said, we don't know how you're alive here, but the disc stopped literally a couple of millimeters away from your heart. Touched your heart, you're dead on the spot. So of course, this curious Jew said, well, what stopped it? I mean, I didn't stop it. It didn't go through, it went through the bones, it went through the flesh, what stopped it? Like, we don't know what stopped it. It stopped. But something must have stopped it. We don't know. Give me the disc. I want to see the disc. They bring him the disc. And he sees that the disc was wrapped around with the tzitzit strands. This tzitzit that he chose to wear without really knowing the value of it, without really knowing the reward for it. This tzitzit is what stopped the disc from killing him. And from that moment on, when he realized the massive miracle that happened to him as a result of him choosing to wear this tzitzit, he made his new mission in the world to go around the country and give tzitzit to whoever wants to wear it. And he goes and he meets certain celebrities and different people. Even recently, he got a couple of hostages that were hostages by Hamas, Yimach Shimam. These hostages were freed, Baruch Hashem, and he got a couple of them to wear tzitzit. Why? Because he shows them a scar, he shows them reality, he shows them a miracle, he shows them he's still alive. He says, if this is not encouraging anybody, there's something wrong with you. Just wearing this garment, look what it did for me. Imagine what it's going to do for me in Olam Haba. And now literally he's become much more religious. He's getting other people to become more religious out of something that you get rewarded to do.